Dear friends, in this video, I'd like to come to the second machine in the series of Silky on the Van Hub. The link will be put into the description section below so that you can download and play the machine. This machine will involve very interesting buffer overflow attack. I think if you already followed my channel, you know that I've already covered several machines in relation to buffer overflow attack. Before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave thumbs up. You're greatly appreciated. So without further ado, let's just get started. We can switch over to Kali Linux VM. Oh, sorry, before we go ahead, I'd like to point out, although this machine is built with the VirtualBox, from my experience, this machine will work better with the VMware rather than VirtualBox. Okay, so now we come back to the terminal of the Kali Linux. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use would be netdiscover. As you can see over here, the IP address of the target could be recognized as 138. So what are we going to do next? We need to do port scanning and save scanning with the Nmap. To save time of this video, I've already completed before. So for now, we just get out its result. So as you can see over here, I used the option like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, and followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option of all would be ON. You know, this is one of the formats provided or supported by the Nmap. And the output will be, saved into this file. So from the Nmap scanning, we can tell that the target has two open port numbers. The first one is 22, which is running SSH service or secure shell service, and its corresponding version information, 7.4. This version is not updated. However, I don't think we can find any workable or appropriate vulnerability which we can utilize to penetrate. And the second one is 80, which is running HTTP service and also the version information Apache 2. So what are we going to do next? We need to start our emulation with this web application, both manually and automatically. So let's fire up the browser of Firefox and put the IP address of the target into the address bar. And as you can see over here, we got back the default Apache 2 page, and we can scroll down, and we must be very careful, especially when we deal with the CDF machine. Sometimes author will hide some important information inside the page, but this is not the case for this machine. And also we can view page source, and we can scroll down, nothing here. And next we can check whether this site has robots file or not. It's not there. Next we can launch the Nikto. Sorry about this. We can Nikto, and the Nikto can emulate the web application automatically from different aspects. For example, like the banner information, the header information, and also allowed HTTP methods. And even if the web application or software is vulnerable, the Nikto can give us such information as well. But come back to this machine, we cannot get anything from Nikto. So next we can launch the GoBuster to do the directory emulation. And immediately, sorry, my bad, the GoBuster can discover the page admin. And now we can access this admin page. So this is a Silk's admin panel, and before we try to log in, we need to check its source code, and we can scroll down, but nothing here. And next, maybe we can close up this source code tab, and we can click login, and we can try to use the weak credential, admin as username, and also admin as password. Login, and we got the message. Sorry, I think this is not English. We can copy and go to the translator of Google. So this is incorrect username and password. So now we can try to, use the login bypass technique. Okay, password login, but it failed either. So next, I think we can try to launch the SQL map to see whether this admin panel is vulnerable to SQL injection vulnerability. So how to do? Of course, you can manually get the request and then, construct the payload to test. But for me, I'd like to take another easier way. Okay, we can use the Burp Suite to intercept the request. Let me show you in action so you can know what I mean exactly. Okay. And proxy, and we can log in, and we can try to input anything, password. Then we can click login button, and we can save this request to file, and we can navigate to our working directory, which is Silky2, and we can use any file name, and maybe we can disable the proxy. Now we can launch the SQL map with option of R to specify the request, and we can specify or set the level of the testing to be 3, and then we can hit enter. To see whether the target is vulnerable to the SQL injection vulnerability. It looks like this is not vulnerable at all. All right, it's fine. Of course, also we can try to use the Hydra to crack the password. And I will not do this in this video, okay? So I think this should be the first difficult part for this machine. If you can notice, normally the login request will be using the post method. However, you can notice from the URL, this request is submitted through the get method. And actually from here we can maybe from the pattern, of course, to be honest, this is very difficult to support this vulnerability, and this is the first time I encounter such vulnerability. Okay, and the username field is vulnerable to the command injection vulnerability. So let me test for you now. For example, we can use the ls command as username, and anything for password field and login. And as you can see, the structure, directories, and the files of the current directory have been returned from the target. So what can we do next? The objective for us here is to get the initial foothold, and we need to run the reversal command. And before we do that, we can set up the listener on the Kali Linux first, and then we can go back and we can check whether netcat is there, password or anything, login. Netcat is there. So now we can use the easiest. For me, I think this should be the easiest reversal command to run. So we just run netcat bin bash IP address of the Kali Linux followed by the port number and password field, anything, and we can click login. And let's go back to the terminal. As you can see, we successfully got the collection from the target. Then we can spawn more interactive shell or better shell. We can check the Python version of Python. Python 2 is there on the target. So then we can utilize the PTY to spawn the bin bash shell. And next, we need to do some local immersion. First of all, we need to go to the home directory. Only one normal user, Silky. Also, we can export term variable, xterm. So then we can clear screen to get more room, right? Clear. Okay. So now we can go inside this home directory of Silky user. And then we can get the flag. Okay. And even here, we can notice immediately there is one file or this one file. This file has SUID bit. And it means that maybe we can run this command to elevate privilege. So let's try it now. Shadow to see what it's about. So we need here we got the usage of this binary. Not here. Now we don't know its file type. So we can, however, we need to provide the password, right, to run this this file. And then we can use a file command to display the type of this file. This is the, this set UID and the 64 executable, okay? And then next, we need to, for example, we can provide or supply something as password, because we need to pass the argument. For example, like password, nothing here, and also we can try to here permission denied, trying to cat this file. So I think from here we can know that this binary, the task or what this binary is doing is to try to retrieve the shadow file. And to retrieve the shadow file, we need to provide the correct password, right? So maybe this should be the password, right? We can test and we can copy and go to the subchef to decode. We can use the subchef. And we can select from hexadecimal, and this should be the password, right? We can paste into our notebook. So now we can supply the password. However, we still get the same error as before. So maybe we need to reverse this password. Unfortunately, we get the same error. Next, I think we can use the string to, to understand more about this binary. Shadow. And we can scroll up. Here, trying to cat this one. And we'll make a comparison. And then, if we provide correct password, we'll run the cat command. So next we can check whether this binary is vulnerable to the buffer overflow attack vulnerability. Okay, So we can, how to do shadow. We can use, Python 2 is there, and we can fit a long data, right? Like 1000 in length. As you can see, we got the segmentation fault. So let's make shorter. Python print. So how about 100? We got, as you can see, the 41 is stands for A. It means that at the background, our input has overwritten some memory location, right? So maybe cat shadow Python print 450. This time 41 is not there. It means that we need to find the location where we exactly overwrite the location of the memory, and then if we can find this location and followed by this value, and this value, then because the memory will be overflowed by our A character, and then we'll pass this as a password, and then we can get our binary RAM, okay, to run. So, and we can clear. We need to do more test. To save time, I'd like to give you the result when we supply the 64 A, uppercase A. We always use the uppercase A as character to test the buffer overflow attack, right? And Python and it's not here. So how about 65? Print. As you can see, from this location, from 64 byte, the memory location can be overflowed by our our data, and so how to launch the attack? We can use the cat shadow Python print 64 and 64. And we need to reverse this data. All right, we successfully retrieved the shadow file, and then we can copy this hash value, and we can save into the file, and then we can launch John the Ripper to crack it, because I have already cracked it earlier. So now we can use the show commands option to display the password. So this should be the password for the root user. So privilege escalation would be very easy. We just use the password to become the super user. And then we can grab the final flag. So that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.